Your soulmate asked God to marry you. The answer will leave you stunned, my beloved child. Something sacred is unfolding right now. Pause for a breath, because this moment did not find you by accident. Hidden beneath the noise of your days and the questions in your heart, a quiet revelation has been waiting for the exact second your soul was ready to hear it. The universe is gently parting the veil, and what is being revealed now is meant for you, personally, intimately, divinely. You may have felt it lately, a subtle pull, a restlessness mixed with hope, a sense that something meaningful is aligning behind the scenes. That feeling is not imagination. It is recognition. The unseen has been working in your favor while you were learning, healing, and becoming. There is a truth rising now, one that was protected until your spirit could receive it without fear. Hidden conversations have taken place in the spiritual realm. Prayers whispered late at night. Tears you never explained. Desires you barely admitted to yourself. Every one of them was heard. And here is the revelation that may stop your heart for a moment. Your soulmate asked God to marry you. The answer will leave you stunned. This was not a casual wish. It was a sacred request, spoken with sincerity, devotion, and trust in divine timing. If you are watching this, it is because your soul is already connected to this truth. You were meant to feel this message, not just hear it. The universe is reminding you that love does not arrive randomly, it arrives prepared. There has been protection around your heart, redirection in your path, and delays that were actually blessings in disguise. What felt like waiting was alignment. What felt like loss was space being cleared. Something beautiful is emerging now. Hidden signs will start making sense. Encounters will feel familiar. Words will land deeper than usual. This is the season where confusion softens into clarity, where longing transforms into knowing. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are right on time with a destiny that honors your worth. Let this revelation settle gently within you. You do not need to chase what is already being guided toward you. Trust the calm authority of the universe. Trust the love that chose you in prayer before it finds you in form. There is purpose in this connection, growth in this union, and peace in what is coming next. Hold this message close. Let hope rise again. And if your heart feels seen right now, stay with this energy. Watch this video completely, allow the message to unfold fully, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, because what is being revealed next may be the clarity your soul has been waiting for. Did you know there's a possible image of your real soulmate that you can look at right now? It might be someone you know or someone you haven't met yet. It's amazing how accurate these have been. You have to see the photo to see what I mean. Click the link in the description to get your soulmate sketch. Listen closely, my beloved, for I am speaking to you now, not in thunder, not in fear, but in a stillness that knows your name better than you know it yourself. Before your morning began, before your doubts formed their familiar shapes, before you questioned whether love had somehow passed you by, a prayer rose to me. It did not come from your lips. It came from a heart that beats in rhythm with yours, even if you have not yet touched hands. Your soulmate stood before me in spirit and asked a question that shook the unseen realms with its sincerity. Is it time? May I marry the one you have written into my soul? I saw your face when that prayer was spoken. I saw every tear you pretended didn't matter, every night you whispered that you were fine when you were not. I saw the strength you had to build because love did not arrive when you thought it would. And when that soul asked me about you, I did not answer quickly. Not because I was unsure, but because what I was about to reveal required heaven itself to lean in and listen. You have wondered why connections came close but never stayed. Why timing always felt almost cruel. Why you could feel love so deeply, yet it seemed to move just out of reach. You thought perhaps something was wrong with you. Hear me now, nothing was ever wrong with you. I was protecting you. I was shaping both of you separately so that when you finally meet, love would not be fragile, rushed, or shallow, but steady, grounded, and true. When your soulmate asked me to marry you, they did not ask out of loneliness. They did not ask out of fear of being alone. They asked because their spirit recognized something eternal. They said, I feel them even when they are far away. I feel their joy when they smile. I feel their pain when they try to be strong. If this love is from you, I do not want to run ahead of it or lag behind it. I want to walk into it the right way. That question carried weight. It carried responsibility. Love, real love, is not a fleeting feeling to me. It is a covenant of growth, patience, and shared becoming. So I look not only at their readiness, but at yours. I looked at the parts of you that still needed healing, the dreams that needed courage, the fears that needed gentleness rather than judgment. I looked at the way you love, how deeply, how fiercely, how honestly, and I smiled, because I placed that capacity in you on purpose. You think the stunning part of this message is whether I said yes or no. But that is not where the wonder begins. When your soulmate asked me that question, I showed them moments of your life they have never seen. I showed them your resilience when no one applauded. I showed them the kindness you offered when you had little left to give. I showed them the way you kept believing in love even after disappointment tried to teach you to shrink. And when they saw that, they did not pull back. They leaned closer. They said, that is the one I choose, even knowing the weight of loving them well. Do you understand what that means? This is not a love built on fantasy. This is a love that has already counted the cost and still stayed, but I also told them something that made their breath catch. I told them that loving you would require patience. That your heart is precious and must not be rushed. That you are not a destination to conquer, but a soul to honor. I told them that there would be moments when your silence is not distance, but depth. Moments when your questions are not doubt, but growth. And they answered me without hesitation, then teach me how. That answer mattered. Here is the part you did not expect. I did not give them a date. I did not give them a place. I did not give them a timeline that could be forced or controlled. Instead, I gave them a promise and a preparation. I told them, when both of you stop trying to protect yourselves from love, you will find each other standing in the same season. You have been in a season of becoming, even when it felt like waiting. Every delay you resented was actually alignment. Every ending that hurt was making space. I was removing what could not go where you are going. Your soulmate's prayer did not speed this process up, it confirmed it. You are closer than you think. Not just in distance, but in readiness. The lessons you are learning now are the same ones they are learning, even if your lives look different on the surface. You are both learning how to communicate without fear, how to stand without pride, how to love without losing yourselves. This is not coincidence. This is choreography. Do not envy other love stories. Yours was written with intention. Some stories meet early and grow together. Others grow separately so they can meet strong. Neither is better, but yours requires depth. And you have depth in abundance. I know you are tired of signs that lead nowhere. I know you have asked me to be clear. Hear this clearly, this connection is not imaginary. It is not one-sided. It is not delayed because it is denied. It is delayed because it is protected. When your soulmate asked to marry you, I did not laugh. I did not warn them away. I did not tell them to forget you. I asked them one question instead: are you willing to love them the way I love them, patiently, faithfully, and without condition? And their answer was quiet, steady, and real. You will know when the moment arrives, not because of fireworks alone, but because peace will walk beside excitement. You will feel seen without performing, safe without settling, challenged without being diminished. Love will not take you away from yourself. It will bring you home to who you truly are. Until then, do not rush me. Do not close your heart out of fear that time is running out. Eternity is not anxious. What is meant for you is not lost. What is aligned cannot miss you. I am still working. I am still weaving. And this message is not finished yet, because there is more you need to hear, more I need to reveal about what comes next, about how the meeting unfolds, about the moment when recognition happens not just in the eyes, but in the soul, and I will continue speaking when you allow me to go on, my beloved. Remain with me a little longer, because what I am unfolding now reaches deeper than reassurance. It reaches into the architecture of your future. When I say I am still working, I do not mean passively watching time move. I mean I am actively arranging encounters, softening hardened places, loosening expectations that would have limited what I intend to give you. You have been asking for clarity, yet what you truly need first is trust, because clarity without trust becomes control, and love cannot grow where control dominates. I am not asking you to be blind. I am asking you to be brave in a quieter way, to keep your heart open even when certainty has not yet knocked on your door. Your soulmate feels this tension too. There are nights when they sense you strongly, not as a thought but as a presence, like a melody they cannot forget. They have tried to distract themselves. They have told themselves to be practical, to stop believing in something so unseen. And yet, every time they surrender to that logic, something inside them resists, because truth has a weight that imagination does not. They know you are real, even if they do not yet know your voice. They know this connection asks more of them than comfort. It asks for growth, honesty, humility. I have been teaching them how to listen. Not just to me, but to themselves. I have been dismantling patterns that would have wounded you if brought into your life too soon. You would not have enjoyed the earlier version of them, just as they would not have known how to hold the earlier version of you. Do not romanticize the past versions of yourselves. They were necessary, but they were not complete. What is coming requires maturity of spirit, not just attraction of hearts. You wonder how you will recognize them when the moment comes. You imagine a dramatic certainty, an instant knowing that sweeps away all questions. There will be recognition, yes, but it will be layered. First, there will be familiarity that makes no logical sense. Then, there will be calm, not the kind that dulls excitement, but the kind that steadies it. Your nervous system will relax in their presence, even as your heart feels awake. You will not feel the need to prove yourself. You will not feel smaller. You will not feel rushed to decide. Love will feel like permission to breathe fully. I must tell you something gently now. This connection is not meant to rescue you from your life. It is meant to walk with you in it. If you expect love to arrive as an escape, you will misunderstand its purpose. I am not sending someone to complete you. I am bringing together two people who have learned how to stand whole. Marriage, in my design, is not a solution to emptiness. It is a partnership of fullness that overflows. That is why I have been teaching you to sit with yourself. Why solitude has followed you longer than you wanted. Why distractions did not satisfy you the way they seemed to satisfy others. I was tuning your discernment. I was teaching you the difference between attention and intimacy, between affection and alignment. These lessons were not punishments. They were preparations. Your soulmate's prayer opened a door, but it did not rush me. Instead, it confirmed what I had already written. I allowed them to glimpse the responsibility of loving you, not to scare them away, but to anchor them in reality. Love that lasts is not sustained by intensity alone. It is sustained by commitment to understanding, again and again, even when moods shift and seasons change. There will be challenges, yes. Do not mistake that as a warning. Every meaningful union carries challenges because growth continues after meeting. But these challenges will not be about questioning your worth or doubting your place. They will be invitations to communicate more deeply, to forgive more consciously, to choose each other intentionally. This is not a love that burns fast and disappears. This is a love that warms slowly and stays. You have asked me why it feels like everyone else is moving ahead while you remain in the same chapter. Hear me, you are not behind. You are being thorough. Some stories skip steps and pay the cost later. Yours is being built with care. What looks like slowness is actually precision. Your soulmate is being guided toward you in ways you cannot see yet. Decisions they think are small, where to go, what to study, which opportunity to accept, which invitation to decline, are shaping the path that leads them closer to you. At the same time, I am guiding you. Even the moments that feel ordinary are not wasted. Even the days that feel quiet are storing strength. There will come a moment when circumstances align so naturally that you will realize effort is no longer required to sustain the connection. Conversations will flow without performance. Silence will not feel awkward. Disagreements will not feel threatening. You will still be individuals, but you will no longer feel alone in your becoming. Do not fear that you will miss them. What is meant to meet you will recognize you as clearly as you recognize it. You do not need to chase what is aligned. Alignment moves toward you with its own momentum. I know you want reassurance that this ends in marriage, in permanence, in something solid you can hold on to. I understand the human desire for guarantees. But listen carefully, the strength of this union will not come from certainty before it begins. It will come from choice, renewed daily. That is why I am teaching both of you how to choose with wisdom rather than desperation. Your soulmate's question, "May I marry them?" was not answered with a simple yes or no because love is not a transaction. It is a journey. My answer was an unfolding. A preparation. A shared readiness that is still in motion. And there is something else you need to know, something that may surprise you even more than the prayer itself. This connection will awaken purpose beyond romance. Together, you will influence others, not by perfection, but by authenticity. Your love will model patience in a world addicted to speed. It will model presence in a world of distraction. It will remind others that depth still exists. That is why opposition has tried to discourage you. That is why doubt whispers loudly when you are closest to breakthrough. But doubt is not a prophecy. It is simply noise at the edge of transformation. Stay attentive. Not anxious, attentive. Pay attention to how your heart responds to truth. Pay attention to where peace grows instead of shrinks. Pay attention to the quiet confirmations rather than the loud promises. I often speak softly because truth does not need to shout. This message is not meant to pull you out of your life. It is meant to anchor you within it. Continue living fully. Continue growing. Continue loving in the ways available to you now. Do not put your life on hold waiting for a future moment. When the meeting happens, it will join a life already in motion, not one paused in anticipation. I am not finished speaking to you about this. There are details yet to be revealed, about timing, about the way paths cross, about the inner shifts that will signal proximity. There are things your heart is not ready to hear yet, not because they are withheld, but because they require space to land gently rather than overwhelm you, so stay open. Stay grounded. Stay willing. I am here. I am guiding both of you. And what I have begun, I will continue to unfold. When you are ready for me to speak again, my beloved, now I will bring this message to its completion, not by closing love's door, but by sealing what has been spoken with truth, peace, and understanding. Stay present as you read, because endings, when guided by me, are not losses, they are fulfillments. I want you to understand something clearly and without confusion. You were never forgotten. Not for a moment. Even when you felt invisible, even when your prayers seemed to echo back in silence, I was listening with full attention. Silence was not absence. Silence was incubation. Some promises must mature before they can be safely revealed. You have grown in ways no one applauded. You learned restraint when reacting would have been easier. You learned compassion when bitterness tried to claim you. You learned discernment when fantasy tempted you. These were not accidental virtues. They were necessities for what you are stepping into. The love coming toward you is not fragile, and neither are you anymore. Your soulmate's heart has been changing quietly. Where once they feared commitment, They now understand devotion. Where once they avoided vulnerability, they now crave honesty. This transformation did not happen overnight, and it did not happen without struggle. But growth that costs something lasts. You would not want a love that arrived cheaply. There will be a moment, ordinary on the surface, when everything shifts. No thunder. No announcement. Just a conversation, a glance, a pause where something deep recognizes something familiar. You may question it at first. That hesitation is not doubt, it is reverence. Sacred things often arrive gently. I need you to release one last fear, the fear that you are too much or not enough. Those measurements do not apply to the love I am bringing into your life. You are specific, intentional, and irreplaceable. Your soulmate is not seeking a version of you that is smaller, quieter, or easier to manage. They are being prepared to love you as you are, fully, consciously, and with responsibility. Marriage, as I design it, is not an escape from difficulty. It is a shared shelter within it. You will still grow. You will still change. But you will no longer grow alone. You will have a witness to your becoming, and you will be a witness to theirs. That mutual witnessing is sacred. Do not compare your timeline to anyone else's. Comparison distorts vision. What others have learned through hardship later, you are learning through patience now. That is wisdom, not delay. What is being built in you will support what is being built with you. I also want you to know this: love will not arrive to fix your past. It will arrive to honor your present. The scars you carry will not disqualify you. They will inform your compassion. You will not be loved in spite of what you've been through. You will be loved with full awareness of it. Your soulmate's prayer did not pressure me. It pleased me. Not because it demanded, but because it surrendered. They did not ask to possess you. They asked to protect, to cherish, to grow alongside you. That posture matters. Love that seeks ownership destroys. Love that seeks stewardship builds. As this chapter closes, I ask you to do 3 things. First, release resentment toward time. Time has been your ally, even when you misunderstood it. Every season served you. Second, forgive yourself for moments you thought you failed at love. You were learning. Learning is not failure. Third, stay open without forcing outcomes. What is meant to arrive does not need your anxiety to guide it. I am not giving you this message to make you wait harder. I am giving it so you can live lighter. Let joy return to the present moment. Let laughter come back without guilt. Let hope be gentle rather than heavy. When the union I have prepared finally unfolds, you will look back and see a pattern instead of pain. A path instead of confusion, a promise instead of a question. And you will understand why nothing else worked before this. This message ends here, not because love ends, but because trust begins. What needed to be spoken has been spoken. What needs to happen will happen. Rest now. Walk forward. Love boldly when the moment arrives. I am with you, always. Amen.